Hey everybody, Frosty here with another mechanic tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to make animals drop random loot. So this is sort of like the idea of the crow wildlife that you might find in public battle royale matches for the last, I think, 2 seasons. So yeah, drop a like and subscribe if you don't mind. It's not required, but I greatly appreciate if you would do so. Without further ado, let's head on right into the tutorial. So for this mechanic, you're only going to need two things, well, devices more specifically. You'll need the wildlife spawner, which is found just near the fishing rod and the creature placer, and you'll also need to find the elimination manager, which is just underneath of the player's spawn pad. These two are required for this mechanic. Of course, the wildlife spawner will just spawn the animal that you might need, and the elimination manager is what we'll use to make sure these animals drop the loot we'd like. So the first thing we're going to want to do is configure the elimination manager here. So we're going to want to head on over to enable the game start, of course. Personally, I prefer to have visible during games off, just because it's a lot nicer in case somebody might see it. Number of items dropped. You can change this depending on what you want, but basically what this is saying is how many of these different items it'll drop. So say I put coal, a scar, and a shotgun in, and I select this on 2, it'll only drop 2 of those instead of all 3. If I select it on all, it'll just drop all the items. If I select 1, it'll just drop 1 of them. So I'm gonna put this on 1 for the sake of my personal preference, but you can change this however you want. Valid on self-elimination. Personally, I put this on yes because it feels a bit more realistic, but it is completely up to you if you want to change that. Target type is going to be the most crucial part. So we're going to have all of these different options to pick from. For the target type, essentially is just what type of thing is going to be eliminated to be dropping these items. So in our case, that is going to be all the way down at the wolf. Toss items, make sure this is on no. If you have this on yes, it'll drop from the little device here that we see in front of us, and we really don't want that. Random drop, I'm gonna put this on random because it is personally something I like to have, because it just makes it a bit more fun to have like random things. But if you would like to have it as a cycle, say you kill 3 wolves, and the first one drops a bad gun, but it progressively gets better as you kill more, that's completely up to you. For the drop chance, I'm going to keep this at 100, but it is completely up to you once again, because this one will basically make it so that, say you put it on 50, only half the time when you eliminate a wolf will it drop these items. But for the sake of it being a loot pool, I'm going to keep it at 100% for this. These you won't really need to worry about unless you're making a different type of map, which we can go into on a different video. Same with these ones, the penalty amount and elimination penalty, those ones are kind of confusing, but basically that would just make it so that it would like remove an item or something for that. It's very confusing, there's no reason to worry about it for right now. But those are all the settings you'll want to change. I'll real quick just show them on the screen real quick, the ones you might want to change for your map. So the next thing we'll want to do is configure our wildlife spawner. So over here we'll see the type. I'm going to keep that at wolf, just because that's the one we're going to be using for this. And then we'll take the spawn count. You can make this whatever you want, completely up to you. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to make it so that it'll spawn 2 wolves every about, or 1 wolf or something like that. Maybe every 3 seconds or so. Spawn through walls, up to you, same with the spawn radius. Most of these settings you can completely customize for your map, which is why I love this mechanic. You can make it whatever you want to fit your map. For spawn, I would suggest to have this on always, just so that you're always going to get the animal, because sometimes it won't spawn. Damage to player, for the sake of this, I'm just going to keep it at a nice little 2, so it's nice and easy, won't eliminate me. But you guys don't have to worry about these unless it's something you want to change custom for your map. So most of these you won't need to worry about. A crucial one is can drop loot. You can keep this on yes or no, but I would highly suggest having it on yes because that'll drop meat or mushrooms or whatever this animal will usually drop in a casual VR match. The final part of the mechanic is very simple. You'll want to go over to the Elimination Manager, which we've just customized, and head on over to weapons or consumables and just pick whatever you want to drop. So, basically whatever items you want this wolf to be able to drop. In my case, I'd like it to be able to drop 2 chili chug splashes, a golden sidearm pistol, or how about we do Sky's assault rifle. So we've got about 3 different items it's able to drop, and this will be randomly selected when it is eliminated in the game. So we'll go ahead and take these and just drop them out of our inventory, and the device will do most of the work and just pick it up, and you'll see all of the items right up there so that you can see exactly which items you have placed into the spawner. This could be different. You can pick anything you want, specifically from consumables or weapons. You can pick almost anything you want for these to drop, except I think there may be a few limitations in the weapons category. So without further ado, let's go ahead and test out the mechanic. Alright, so the game is starting here, and you'll see that shortly the wolves will spawn. I've placed the spawn pad and item spawner just for the sake of being able to eliminate these. This can change for your map, of course, once again. So we'll see our wolves, and we're gonna want to eliminate one. And look at that, so it'll drop the meat and a chili chug splash. Now, if I were to go up to this one and eliminate it, it'll drop me a different gun. Sometimes maybe it will drop a chili chug splash once again, but it will drop a random item that I've dropped into the item spawner, as well as meat, which you can disable by going to that, once again, setting can drop loot. So this is a nice simple mechanic to help you guys out with your maps. This could work for any type of map, a battle royale map, zone wars, whatever you guys would like. So yeah, drop a like and subscribe if you don't mind, to be so kind to, and also use my supported creator code Frostviilol. It should be right up on my Epic Games username. So yeah, if you don't mind, it helps so incredibly much. You guys have no idea how much that means to me. So yeah, go ahead and have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.